Secretariat building at Chingmairong expected to be ready by October this year. Chief Minister Nongthomba Biren inspects ongoing works. Government of People's Republic of Nagaland, NSC and IM says center's objection to taxations by NSC and IM instantly violates framework agreement. Manipur reports 549 new COVID-19 cases, 655 recoveries and 11 deaths in last 24 hours. COVID-19 positivity rate stands above 12%. India logs 54,069 new COVID-19 cases, 68,885 recoveries and 1,321 deaths in last 24 hours. Recovery rate touches 96.61%. Good evening and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Prime Time English Bulletin. I'm Premi Thangjam. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your masks properly and maintain a safe distance. And now the news in details. The Civil Secretariat building at Chingmairong is expected to be ready by October this year. Construction is going on full swing. Chief Minister Nongthomba Biren today expressed the same while inspecting the ongoing construction of the office. After a long gap, construction of the building started a week ago. A court case had hindered the work. Estimated cost of the new Secretariat building is 160 crore rupees, of which Housing and Urban Development Corporation HUDCO has loaned 150 rupees and the state government is reportedly bearing the remaining 10 crore rupees. As per a reliable source from Public Works Department PWD Building Division, MS Avantika Construction Company has been assigned to complete the remaining portion of the building.
जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर इनॉग्रेट करना है, खत्म करना है, इनॉग्रेट करना है, तो इसलिए रात दिन करो, रात दिन मॉर्निंग शिफ्ट, इवनिंग शिफ्ट, नाइट शिफ्ट करो और उसके लिए तुम पावर वर्कर जो चाहिए वो हम कर देते हैं। अक्टूबर लास्ट तक में इनॉग्रेट करना है, तो इसके लिए रात दिन इंजीनियर को बोलो जो जरूरी है, हम उससे इन्फॉर्मेशन लेते रहे, है ना?
Government of the People's Republic of Nagaland has said that the union government opposing taxations by National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSC and IM instantly violates the framework agreement wherein the two entities have agreed to coexist peacefully as two different entities sharing sovereign power. Press release issued by NSC and IM on Wednesday said, as per the framework agreement, the Nagas are the masters of their own lands both below and above. Hence, India should not interfere in the internal matter of the sovereign Naga people. The outfit issued the release in response to Nagaland Governor and interlocutor for Naga talks R.N. Ravi's statement on June 21st that the Indian government does not recognize collection of tax by any other entity other than by it or a state government. R.N. Ravi had mentioned that forcible collection of money by any entity is extortion, which is a criminal offence and is punishable under the laws. The NSC and IM said it is highly unbecoming of the governor who is desperately trying to criminalize the Naga political movement by questioning its right to taxation. It sought to point out that taxation is something which is deeply rooted in the history of Naga resistance movement even before the Naga National Council NNC came into the scene. The press release said the outfit collected taxes to support the Naga People's Political Movement, which had started in the year 1929, even before India attained independence from the British. The outfit claimed itself to be a genuine political group and a government of the people with total commitment to find an honorable political settlement, and it should not be treated at par with other outfits that have different objectives. NSCN-IM has claimed that during the course of the Indo-Naga political talks passing through the hands of 3 interlocutors, the taxation right was acknowledged, indicating that the outfit has the right to tax to carry on its movement. It also said that after the signing of the framework agreement on August 3, 2015, this taxation was included into the competencies. Tourism Minister Oinam Lukoi has stated that the government of Manipur, under the guidance of Chief Minister N. Biren, is committed towards providing the best tourism infrastructure and facilities in all the districts of Manipur through the Department of Tourism Manipur. This was expressed by the minister during the inspection of various projects taken by the Tourism Department in Churachandpur district today. During the visit, Minister Olukoi inspected the integrated tourist circuit Imphal to Tuema, Manipur Kugadam integrated tourist circuit of Chulau Pai, Ngalomoil and Sangaikot, an integrated tourist destination of ecotourism complex at Matamultam Hideout Park. The minister informed that all possible measures are being taken by the government to boost the tourism sectors of the state in all the districts of Manipur. He called for public cooperation for proper maintenance of the tourism infrastructure constructed by the government to further enhance the components of the tourist destination. He also stated that today's visit was mainly to check on various non-functional tourist infrastructure to make sure that they are soon functional and useful for the tourists. MLA of Singhan Assembly Constituency, Jinsuo Zhao, Additional Chief Secretary Tourism, P. Wi-Fi, Director Tourism, I. Ibohal, DC Churachandpur, Pawan Yadav and relevant officials accompanied the minister. Imphal East DC and officials of District Supply Officer, CAF and PD have reportedly lifted rice grains from fair price shop agents of Wankai constituency last night, following which irate FPS agents filed a complaint against the same to the local MLA. They condemned the unsuitable act carried out by the DC and CAF and PD officials amid the existing Manipur High Court's order and urged the state government to take stock of the situation at the earliest. Speaking to media, Secretary of Wankai Constituency Development Committee, Y. Indrani, expressed discontentment that the concerned officials failed to warn them against distribution of rice before the agents made payments to procure the rice grains. The secretary asserted that locals of Wankai constituency feel aggrieved at CAF and PD minister for acting on false information. Y. Indrani also mentioned that Manipur High Court issued an order on June 11th to continue rice distribution for the constituency.
Yenba yaro haragati chalan cutting eda haidi paisadu book tawding edida akoi no chengji yenba yaro haiduna habir magadi leibe jenging yamata cheng lotho moyeba cheng loro kan cheng uina akoi huran bagi type da office ki staff sing to bose noite aduna ngasi ki chengi minister oiba siju akoi pen da bale maramdi asuk abata da se praja ki khandi da na khajitang mi amana pau tamaga atopa
Manipur reported 549 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 out of 4,276 samples tested in the last 24 hours. Manipur's COVID positivity rate on June 24 stands at 12.83%. As per State Health Department and COVID-19 Common Control Room press release at 5 p.m. today, total confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Manipur have reached 66,171, out of which 9,174 are active cases. 11 COVID patients died in the past 24 hours, rising the death toll to 1,085. 5. On the positive note, 655 recoveries were reported in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases to 55,912. Manipur's recovery rate stands at 84.49%. All the necessary medical precautionary measures like containment and contact tracing are in place. Kakching MLA Mayanglangbam Rameshwar has announced that all eligible beneficiaries of Kakching Assembly constituency will be vaccinated against COVID-19 within June. He was speaking at the mass vaccination program held at Irengban today. MLA Rameshwar said ceaseless efforts are being made by the government to curb the pandemic. He appealed to everyone not to believe in rumors but to get vaccinated against the virus. Staff of District Health Society, Kakching administered COVID-19 vaccine shots to around 500 eligible beneficiaries of Irengban, Hawairo and Mairenbam at the site.
37 Kakching Esida percentage of vaccinated persons masing sum hengalai aduna maram moraga Kakching kendra gi manungda COVID positive koibagi misu masing hanthare loina na simultaneously ekoina mafam da testing center hanga testing tawaduga lambi da lakpa sorok ta satwa mising hanga ga koina testing tawthopagi program su chathari testing amadi vaccination ji akoina mass scale da torpani na masi July baugi manungda Kakching kendra gi manungda leiba mi khuding maksi first dose kapol loithokpa
Imphal East District Deputy Commissioner Dinah Kumanthim has said that only timely precautionary measures will help prevent any disease. She urged all those eligible people to get vaccinated against COVID in time to ward off the disease. Speaking to media at DC office conference hall in Porompat today, Dinah Kumanthim said that district administration Imphal East has successfully carried out constituency-wise mass sampling vaccination drive against COVID-19 in every assembly constituencies of the district for 2 whole weeks. She maintained that COVID-19 vaccination program is also being carried out at Jennings Hospital, primary health centers, urban primary health centers and community health centers of Imphal East District under the supervision of Chief Medical Officer Imphal East since earlier. She informed that around 1,25,000 people out of the total 3 lakh people above 18 years of age have been vaccinated so far. She asserted that Assembly constituency-wise vaccination program aimed to vaccinate the remaining 1,75,000 people. DC Dinah said sites of the ongoing ACU-wise vaccination program are scheduled by the concerned SDO with assistance from the local MLA, BDO, SDC, Zilla Parishad, Pradhan, members BLO and local clubs. She maintained that SDO Porompat, Pooja Ilangbam, is taking responsibility as the officer in charge of the district to make schedule. The Deputy Commissioner reiterated her appeal to the public to get COVID vaccination. She said that contact tracing, sampling and testing measures are underway and also said that regular review meetings are being held to devise effective strategies to control the disease.
Mass vaccination program horak 21st June dagi horak hibaneba 21st June da khoina kapanga mi 2375 adagi next day damu 1110 kapanga mi ading around 1719 kapi baduna akhoi Imphal iski di mass vaccination program ase horak padagi di khara di mobilize tawding ame dugum tumme mafam khara da andro gumada team di yamna hazaru ba keno toroga resource yamna changa ga thaiba gari waraga dagi doctor singjo atop center di lawtho holam thabaneba tharaga su mi 33 kun mutang tholok pa yawa andro gumba sai anak pasing da yam tholeba ngarang su pradhan the video call meeting shum tawzenum regularly meeting tawe adai honorable MLA sing du khone request tawje yaraga di mobilize taw the help to view khoi adagi mkhoi na khoi chaliba team du su mating yam pangbi mkhoi na su miyam na tholok tana vaccine tathop piu Imphal is ke eligible oiba khud praja khuding makna COVID vaccine asi kathok piu.
Manipur film actor Avi Kundrakpam appeals to everyone through Impact News to stay safe, protect oneself and take joint responsibility in preventing the third wave of coronavirus pandemic from hitting the state.
COVID-19 gi first wave na sahi chupang mayam si awawa ke ampi dana dagi namjin dona thamor batang da khitang safar ai dana khitang komthokna dana mayam si maseng mangan khara phangro hawra kan jida mu koi second wave sin mu mandara ko dagi si phom jida mayam je leinare aduna mayam laina si tarai budi oidre misi mina ju yam to khale nomgi positive masing ju yam hengalai adu amaram da hojik budi khara budi phare adu oiru su mayam khoi section da budi yade maramdi masine khoi yora oi habdi leite aduna government pi precautionary measure khuding mak khoi nga na chasi akogi mi pulako matamda mi thengnar ko matamda social distancing thamsi chado khodo putara ga su mask upsi loina na khoi yum da laiba halaman mayam marwaina khoina moina gyan ta da le ga su khoina gyan ta na ba wari phajana sabiyo haibadi khoi nongbi tari ba pau tonri ba mong sina maram oraga moi da tanatana khoi su yauna mental disturbance yam pi bani ana sina maram oraga hena wakhal soction gi na mental stress la ko khot pu siam laigani ana bo makhal gi covid makhala masu ka Manipur da laiba thengnare na tare masi tasinga laiba thiningai ni khudong thiningai ni adata sunatana chayol tarung tagin nipan bangum manung damuk covid ki thar website la kani ana paw mo muglai masi aikoi da leire ko habadi aikoi na chakchili ba makhaidi laiba website maming te goina laga koi da kain da solam dana amanga ta tholam dana hangila ba thabak si koi tausi me sina pi ba sai thing si do me am khambira mani web ani rak na labani aduni chinau me am section la mina si sina maram moraga lai da ba thawai kya adu gi mafam da so condolence chari tasenga masi laibak thiba hai tare lehori be khoi da so thok dana bagi damakta tangai phadana tawda ya draba khodi maksi khoi tausi loina ni khoi tangai phadra di vaccine jo ka thoksi masina laina asil lan thengna bada khulai amazu oi bani aduna mayam laina asidi ngakthong na bai damakta isai sana wakal ta boidana section laisi aduna mayam punamak yumdagi mapan thokpi gano yari ba makhaidi stay safe at home.
Thangjam MLA Dr. Y. Radheshyam has asked the Congress party to spend its energy in fighting the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic instead of wasting it on criticizing the government. He was speaking at the distribution of medical kits to ASHA workers and differently abled persons at his residence in Langmaidong today. The MLA highlighted various measures taken by the ruling government to fight the pandemic, like mass COVID-19 vaccination and testing drive, imposition of corona curfew and distribution of relief items, etc. He appealed to the opposition parties to extend necessary help to the government in fighting the pandemic instead of finding faults. The MLA also lauded all the COVID warriors, including journalists, for their contribution amid the pandemic. And on the note, it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
You are watching Impact TV. Engaging, empowering and impacting lives.
Welcome back to the break, and you're watching Primetime English Bulletin. India reported a total of 54,069 new COVID-19 confirmed cases during the past 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, country's COVID tally stands at 3,82,778, out of which 6,27,194 are active cases. India reported 68,817 recoveries in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases in the country to 2,90,63,740. India's recovery rate stands at 96.61%, while death toll has reached 3,91,981, with the addition of 1,321 new COVID-19 fatalities. Over 30 crore 16 lakh people have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in India so far. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 18 crore 4 lakh 51,000 people. Above 39 lakh 9,000 people have died, and recoveries are above 16 crore 51 lakh 62,000. USA has the highest active cases of above 49 lakh 84,000 in the world. Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that more than 1,89 lakh COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered to the beneficiaries. The ministry has said that the central government has provided over 30,33 lakh COVID vaccine doses to state and union territories so far. The ministry has assured that over 21,05,000 vaccine doses will be provided to states and union territories within the next 3 days. The liberalized and accelerated phase 3 strategy of COVID-19 vaccination has already been started in the country. Scientists at the University of North Carolina Gilling Schools of Global Public Health have come out with news of major relief amid rising concerns of Delta and Delta Plus variants of coronavirus. They have developed a hybrid vaccine being dubbed as super vaccine, which is expected to prevent infections from future coronavirus variants. Scientists said that the vaccine effectively generated neutralizing antibodies when injected in mice against the multiple spike protein, which coronaviruses used to latch onto healthy cells, including one associated with B. 1.351 that was first identified in South Africa. The researchers further said that the universal vaccine protected mice not just against COVID-19 but also other group 2B coronaviruses. They further claimed that it even triggered the immune system to fight off a dangerous COVID variant. The scientists reportedly designed the vaccine to provide protection against the current SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus and a group of coronaviruses that have the potential to transmit from animals to humans. As a part of its ongoing mass COVID-19 awareness composter campaign, Celine Digital and NR Media organized awareness program at Sinamkom village of Kangpokpi district. Celine Digital producer Thangjam Lanajit and NR Media proprietor NR Rajesh raised awareness on COVID safety behavior among the remote villages and distributed them face masks. Minister of Culture Prahlad Singh Patel has chaired the meeting of the Central Advisory Board on Culture CABC at Gandhi Smriti Rajghat in New Delhi. In a meeting held yesterday, detailed discussions were held on the ongoing activities undertaken by the government and the way ahead in the celebration of 75 years of India's independence. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, CABC members took recognitions of the activities and gave their valuable suggestions. Detailed discussions were held about various other activities undertaken by the ministry, like in the area of performing arts, museums and cultural spaces, activities of the various academies and acknowledged institutions funded by it. Members also advised the Ministry of Culture to evolve more programs and to intensify the existing policy programs to focus attention on creativity at different levels of Indian society. The Culture Minister welcomed the suggestions and assured the members that appropriate action would be taken by the Ministry for promotion, development and preservation of India's rich culture and heritage. The ancient ceremony of Sanamahi religion, Sanamahi Cheng Haiba, was observed today. Lining Tau Sanamahi Temple Board organized the event at the Sanamahi Temple in Haing Khongbal, Upong Yumpam, located inside the first Manipur Rifles complex. The ceremony was limited to only necessary rituals in view of the prevailing COVID-19 scenario. It may be mentioned that Sanamahi followers observe the day which marks the birth of Lining Tau Sanamahi every year on Thanil Day, which falls on the 15th day of Inga month in the Manipuri lunar calendar. People observe the day by making offerings and prayers to Lining Tau Sanamahi.
Ngasi tasengbadi Lining Tau Sanamahi Temple Board ki sahi gi oiba magi thoram masil singgi yamna maru oiba yamna sauna phangthok sagadu gumba ira thuni thoram man adubu laibak thibadi ji leiriba malem gi oiba COVID-19 gi laichet asina maram moidana laingang piri ba gumba achana kango singat to ya ta badagi akoi ꯂꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯧꯔꯝ ꯈꯔ ꯈꯛ ꯁꯣꯏꯗꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯡꯊꯣꯛꯆꯕꯅꯤ ꯊꯧꯔꯝꯁꯤ ꯇꯁꯦꯡꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯛꯇꯛꯇꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧ ꯀꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯛꯇꯛꯇꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯅ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯑꯄꯥꯝꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯅꯤꯖꯕ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯃꯥꯂꯦꯝꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯁꯦꯝꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧ ꯏꯄꯥ ꯏꯕꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗ ꯅꯤꯖꯕꯗ ꯊꯨꯡꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯐꯕ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯆꯠꯆꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯥꯂꯦꯝꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯅꯥꯃꯍꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡ ꯆꯠꯆꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ.
The annual Lining Thausanamahi Cheng Haiba ceremony was also performed at Uttara Sanglen, Manipur Royal Palace. Many priests and priestesses took part in the ceremony held by abiding COVID-19 SOPs this year. Lining Thausanamahi Temple Board has appealed to stop spreading hate messages over the removal of 2 roads from the mouth of the 2 Kanglasha mythical creature statues installed inside Kangla Fort. The board said the decision to remove the roads were taken after due deliberation for around 5 years in consultation with leaders of Uttara Sanglen, Sanamahi Laishang, women, folk and experts only for the betterment. The temple board said anyone is free to follow any faith of choice, but they should refrain from passing unwanted comments on things related to customs and tradition of any community. Repair of the neglected road from Bangshi Budon to Kiam Kongnang in Kangabo constituency has finally started. The road was repaired under the initiative of former candidate of the constituency, Thangjam Jadumani. Speaking to media, Jadumani said the road has been ignored by the local MLA and he initiated to repair of the road following the instruction of Chief Minister Nongthombam Birane. He assured of completing the road repaired at the earliest. And now the sports news. Another sportsperson of Manipur has been selected for the upcoming Tokyo Olympic Games 2021. Judo player of Manipur, Likmabam Shushila, has been selected to take part in the upcoming Olympic Games. Shushila is the daughter of El Manihar and Chauba Devi of Haingang Mayai Laikai. She was born on February 1st, 1995. Likmabam Shushila had keen interest in sports right from her childhood days, and she took up judo sport eventually. She bagged laurels at various national level championships since 2005 and then made her presence in the international arena since 2008. Shushila bagged a gold medal in the 2011 Asian Youth Judo Championship hosted by Lebanon, where she also bagged the best judoka title. Likmabam Shushila is the third sportsperson from Manipur after Shushila Chenu and S.H. Nilakanta, who have been selected for the upcoming 32nd Summer Olympic Games to be hosted by Japan from July 23rd till August 8 of 2021. In the ongoing 16 Euro Cup football, France, Germany, Portugal, Sweden and Spain crossed into the round of the 16th stage after beating their respective teams in the group final round matches. League matches of the Cup are being held under the aegis of Union of European Football Association. In the Group F final game, Portugal held France to a 2-2 draw in Budapest. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 2 penalties to tie the overall men's scoring record with 109 goals and give Portugal a spot in the round of 16. France unbeaten throughout the group stage tops F. Germany to reach in the last 16 after finishing 2-2 draw against Hungary in Munich and the Group F match. Germany finishes second and Portugal third. Hungary is out of the competition. Sweden registered a 3-2 exciting victory over Poland at Russia's St. Petersburg to finish top of Group E. Poland crushed out of the Euro 2020. Sweden's Emil Forsberg in the second and 59 minute and Victor Claesson won in the second added minute after Robert Lewandowski 2 spectacular goals for Poland. In the other match of the Group E, Spain dropped Slovakia 5-0 at Seville to set up at last 16 tie with Croatia on Monday night in Copenhagen. For Spain, Martin Dubraca scored the first goal. Emerick Laporte netted the second and Pablo Sabaria trapped in another, with Ferran Torres adding a fourth and Gerard Scucha netting the fifth goal. scheduled league matches of the ongoing 47 Copa America football tournament are going on full swing. Brazil is hosting the tournament since June 14th. Altogether, 10 teams subdivided into 2 teams are competing in the league matches of the tournament held under the aegis of the South American Football Confederation. The 15 league matches of the tournament played between Ecuador and Peru at Brazil's Estadio Olímpico at 2:30 a.m. today resulted in 2-2 draw, while in the 16 league match played at Brazil's Olympic Stadium at 5 a.m. today, host Brazil defeated Colombia 2-1. For the winners, Roberto Firmino netted 1 goal at 78th minute and Casemiro netted the second goal at 90th minute of the match. Luis Diaz netted the lone goal for Colombia at 10th minute of the match. Bolivia will meet Uruguay at 2:30 a.m. and Chile will clash with Paraguay at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. In cricket, New Zealand beat India by 8 wickets to win the first ever World Test Championship at Southampton last night. Chasing a victory target of just 139 in 53 overs, New Zealand finished on 140 for 2 with more than 7 overs left after the match was extended into the reverse 6th day. After 2 days play, we are completely washed out. Indian players were all out at 170 in the second innings of the last day yesterday. India had scored 217 in their first inning, while New Zealand had scored 249 in their first innings. This final marked the end of a 2-year journey to determine Test cricket's first official world champions. Meanwhile, veteran spinner Ashwin has become the leading wicket taker in the World Test Championship, surpassing Pat Cummins by taking his 71st wicket. New Zealand's bowler Kyle Jamieson was adjudged man of the match. New Zealand backed $1.6 million and runner-up India has backed $800,000. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Civil Secretariat building at Chingmairong expected to be ready by October this year. Chief Minister Ong Thom Ambirin inspects ongoing works. Government of the People's Republic of Nagalim, NSC and IM says centre's objection to taxations by the NSC and IM instantly violates framework agreement. Manipur reports 549 new COVID-19 cases, 655 recoveries and 11 deaths in the last 24 hours. COVID-19 positivity rate stands above 12%. India logs 54,069 new COVID-19 cases, 68,885 recoveries and 1,321 deaths in the last 24 hours. Recovery rate touches 96.61%. And that's all we have in this edition of the English Prime Bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Manipuri Prime Bulletin. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Till then, have a great evening and stay safe.
Papa,